Good morning, wonderful people. Well, that's working. That is a good start to the morning. Got the Kindle going, got the earbud going. We're making progress compared to what we did last Sunday. So I'm very happy. Sorry for the slight delay. Get that in a better place today. Make sure that doesn't melt the cord. We are at Bachelor Cooking Sunday. I am so happy to be here. So glad to put on another show. Today we're going to have butternut squash with sausage and brown rice. It's going to be yummy, tasty. It's going to have some red peppers or bell peppers in it, or whichever one looks the best out of the bag. But we're going to have a good time. It's not going to be a real long show. It's kind of a quickie. So we're going to sit here, enjoy it, and that kind of thing. Get a yap for a little bit and relax. I did pull a muscle in my back. I was working in the sink doing dishes last night in the middle of the night, and I tensed all up. I thought of something that kind of spooked me, and it just pulled every muscle in my back. So if I cringe or kind of move kind of goofy, it's because that part of my back is still hurting. It feels better, much better, but it's still a little tender. It's one thing about getting rid of all this extra weight. I punched you through 240 yesterday. I'm back up at 240. But I'm trying to get that down below that. I'm trying to get to 200. That was my goal. That would be 77 pounds. This year is what my goal is, and that's pretty good. When I was seeing my medical doctor, my family physician the other day, he said that basically because I was at 33 pounds or 34 pounds. Just a couple months ago, a month ago, I saw him, at least a month. And he said that's 130 pounds off your knees, stress off your knees. He says your back and everything else. He says you're doing good. You're doing good. So keep it up. I said thank you, thank you. It's the metformin, my diabetic medicine, and a good diabetic meal, which is fish and chicken breast mostly, with some good vegetables, salads, and stuff like that. Staying light on the dressing. I use like olive oil to help my HDL get higher. I do use occasionally some other dressings, but I try to keep it within reason. Try to keep all that down, and it keeps my blood sugar down. So I've been trying to do good. I had bacon the other day, most spectacular thick cut bacon. I kind of gorged myself on it. It was very good, but I had to take it easy the rest of the day. So I'm learning to work with my diabetes and my glucose. I'm not living a chained life to 100 to 130. I'm trying to keep it within that when it gets down back into normal operating, during the average part of the day. But after meals and stuff like that, a few hours after meals and stuff like that, to be a little elevated is okay to kind of, but I got to bring it back down. It was 97 this morning, so I am ready to prepare for something I don't know how my blood glucose is going to do. Um, so, I got to take it easy, take small bites of it, that kind of thing, and then after a little while test it, and then go back after more if it works for me and that kind of thing, if it doesn't hurt. So, which is just common sense. I hope it is, because the last time I had butternut squash, it tasted so good. So I'm so excited. I'll have some for the leftovers from my days off, and I am looking forward to some time off before the big 4th of July bash for the chicken wings here for Bachelor Cooking on Saturday, next Saturday, and game night with family and friends next Thursday night if everything goes right. So we got to make sure Mr. James isn't ill. He's got the shingles still, so make sure he's all right. He said he was doing better. Make sure none of the kids got the chicken pox from him having the shingles getting contaminated. So there's some variables going on. So we'll have to make sure everything goes all right. We wish the best to them. They're in our prayers, and we hope they're all right. Nobody wants to have chicken pox during summer vacation. I know the little ones don't, so we'll wish them the best. And for that, this week I do not have therapy. I got this week off from therapy. My therapist is going on vacation with family. He's going to have his grandchildren in and everything else, and he's super excited. Such a great guy. I hope everything goes well for them and that kind of thing. Me, I'm going to work on a few odds and ends stuff. I got blood work I'm going to take tomorrow morning and get some blood work done for my lithium levels, make sure they're all right. And then also to dual cast an email to my psychiatrist asking him for some type of sleep aid. Because I've talked to my therapist, and he says it's best if you talk to your psychiatrist about that to get something to help you sleep. So he's not going to be able to help me as I envisioned, as I hoped that he would be able to help me through some of that trauma and everything else that's clogging up my mind and keeping me up in the middle of the night and get things like that situated. So I'm going to send a dual purpose email to say, here's my lithium levels. And I'm losing weight to see if my lithium levels is getting too high. I am kind of blanked. You know, my thinking is kind of blank, and it gets like that when my little lithium buddies that are running around in my blood doing their job. Well, they're doing an extra heavy duty job because I'm kind of blanked. So, got to make sure that doesn't get too high and make me sick and that kind of thing. So, I want to make sure that's not going on either. So, that's what I got going on there. Then I'm going to work on a few things for stream and a few things around the house. Keep kind of preoccupied. I got a big weekend planned for the 4th of July with the grill and setting up everything and getting all that going. Some streams. We got stream all the way up through Sunday from Thursday. So we're going to be at it. We're going to work hard. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to play hard. So we're going to do that. But I got thinking this morning in the wee hours of the morning all by myself. And I got really, I'm doing some of that soul searching that gets me in so much trouble, guys. So in this journey last night, and it's actually gone on a few days and nights before this, where have I come from? Meaning where has this last year been? Well, we have to start the year before then when I had lithium toxicity and I was in a hospital for 3 days and I almost died and turned back from there. I was very sick. I got out of the hospital, and it was scheduled for the contractor. He ended up replacing all the floors, replaced these cabinets, these over here and over here, and replaced all the plumbing, redid the bathroom, put me a new shower in. I got a new toilet. I got a new vanity. It's not the highest tier stuff, but it's all right. It's just for me. It's gonna last a little while. And it was cost effective. I think I got $3,000 in the bathroom is what he scheduled it out for. So that's not so bad. So it's within reason. So and then the rest of the house I had about 14,000 in. And being absent-minded, being out of the hospital, being wanting to help in the middle of winter time, it was snowing. He was whining. His truck's brakes didn't work, and he was sliding down into my car. And he was like, "Oh," and the snow was flying, and it was super deep. It was a foot and a half deep. And I had to go out several times and shovel him off The my I have allotted parking spaces. Shovel him off parking spots and his parking so he can park his big old truck and not worry about it sliding down the hill to into mine and doing all that kind of stuff, which was really that was really hard. Then I pulled the linoleum up out of the kitchen. I pulled the carpets up, trying to help a little bit, trying to, I thought was save cost, but everything was fixed cost. So he got me on that one. So, I'm running around, we're trying to get all this done, and I took off time off stream to take care of all this. Plus, I wasn't feeling good. Guys, that's the point of this, is I felt horrible. I felt run down. I felt like it was when my lithium levels were too high, and I never really recovered from being in the hospital. And I was doing all this work, I wasn't recovering, I wasn't resting, and I was trying to keep an eye on the contractor, make sure he didn't screw me over, which he did, and because my ignorance, it happens. And but it could have been worse. So get all this done and everything situated and get him out of here. I think April or May last year. I don't remember exactly. And start streaming again. And then I kind of just plugged away and I slowly, everything Bachelor cooking kind of teetered down. My finding the cost of living went way up. And the money I had for Bachelor cooking went way down. The cost of food and everything else was getting outrageous. So everything, all the extra stream activities were starting to kind of crash out. And I'm sorry. We're on the uprise now. But what I ended up doing by the end of last year, I'm saying I got to find out what's wrong with me. Something is wrong with me. And all my doctors already scheduled me at the first of the year to do a whole bunch of tests. My new insurance covers some of it, cover quite a bit of it, and all that kind of stuff. So I did all kinds of tests and ended up finding out, I almost died when I was my glucose level was above 500. Anything above 500 is a diabetes coma where you just pass out and your blood sugar is too high and you go into a coma and you could die. You can also lose your fingers, your feet, your everything. It was just total. It was a shock being diagnosed diabetic type 2. And for the last 4 months, I've been getting the diet together, listening to good people, some good people in chat, some good doctors, and everybody giving me advice and getting a handle on my blood glucose levels. And that's where we're at. When I said at the beginning, I want to keep it between 100 and 130. So that's kind of the ideal picture for me to lose weight and everything else and still not feel horrible by getting it too low and getting sick or getting too high and getting sick. So that's kind of thing. And then I've rested and all that kind of stuff. But I've also gone through a lot of mental stress this year. I had to deal with all that, had to deal with all that last year, and had some personal matters come up, interactions with family members that I love and respect, but were made decisions that affected me, and I had to deal with all that, and I had to make changes, always changes, and I'm seeing my way through that, and I'm hoping by this coming weekend, a lot of that will be calmed down. I got letters in the mail, and I got all that kind of stuff, and I'm hoping things will go into a new era and change. When you pray for change, guys, I read this morning. The world doesn't change all around you to make things easier on you. You, as an individual, have to change. You're the one that's going to change. So when you pray for change, oh, I wish I had a better job, or I wish, I had more money, or I pray that, my family got along better. I pray that I understood things better. Whatever you're praying for, that you want other people to change. It's not going to be them. It's going to be you. So I'm in the process of another change, and I've changed a lot over the last 20 years into a totally different person than what I was. I am fully disabled, and that was a big hard thing for me to realize and get a hold of. I have my physical and mental limitations, being bipolar, having GAD, having PTSD, and my journey through there, the trauma and everything else, the trauma I picked up along the way. And it has been very hard. And God knows I have prayed and prayed and prayed to help get through this. And I feel that, with where I'm at now, things are changing. I feel myself changing and I'm adapting. I'm not fighting the change. You can't fight the change. You can help shape it a little bit and do the things you can to make things better. But it's you that's got to change in the end. And I feel, as I've said when I moved here a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago now, I planted a flag. This is my new life. A year ago, when I was going through a bunch of changes, and well, the 6 months ago, when I was going through a bunch of changes and everything else, and got diagnosed with my diagnosis, that I was gonna start a new life out after a lot of this mental challenges that I've had to face. That you guys have helped me with all this. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And basically, here I am. So we're going. What do I see in the future for the changes? We're gonna have try to have a Bachelor cooking Sunday every Sunday, and we're gonna try to get some stuff done around the house, some remodeling done and stuff like that. Get the appraisal value of the house up and that kind of thing. Get a handicap ramp built. I've decided on those things, and basically from there, live a good life. We're gonna go to the farmers market for Bachelor cooking and we're gonna take videos. I was looking at a new phone last night, something a little bit bigger, something a little bit more robust, better camera on it, so I can take pictures and videos of the farmers market stuff and stuff like that. Try to probably keep some of the people out of it. They probably don't want their picture all over the internet, but do stuff like that. Some may want the advertising. That's true. So with that, try to do some stuff like that. Get out, and I have been so recluse the last 20 years. My disability has cobbled me. I haven't been able to go out and do things. I haven't wanted to go out and do things, and I was saving money and basically couldn't go out and do things if I wanted to save money or go and do things. So this is a big venture, going out, getting out and do that kind of thing. I think between my doctors and you guys and everything else, I'm going to be fine on my social endeavors, getting meeting people and doing stuff like that. I'm not getting as bad anxiety and stuff like that. When I went over to the bank the other day, I had a little bit. Beautiful young lady, and she had me a little nervous. She's very friendly and stuff, which made it better. And we took care of what we had to take care of. And basically from there, I take it, hope you ladies have a great day. And they all shimmered and shined and were happy for the compliment. So just being kind and being nice to people, and that's going to be my goal out there, just as it is here. Some people aren't going to deserve it, which I'm still going to do my best. Some people I ain't going to want to do it for, which I probably won't. But all in all, the kindness and everything else, be kind to people out there and do those kind of things. And spread what I've preached and what I taught here out there into the real world. So, those kind of things. Just being kind and nice. Now, as for the gaming, we're going to try to kick it up and do more like that. Unfortunately, Destiny is retiring. Is that a nice way to put it? It'll still be there, but it'll be in stasis. We'll play it on uh, game night with family and friends every Thursday until they shut the servers down. We're going to play it sometimes during the week, but we're going to get off of it. We're going to find some other games. I'm going to invest some money into some other games and stuff like that. And I'll listen, I'll watch the reviews. And the new Wolverine game looks pretty good, but it's a straightforward smash 'em, grab 'em, kind of low IQ, kind of bash 'em up kind of game, which works for me. It works for me. But we're going to see what's out there, see what I can do. And keep investing in the hardware. I want to get a streaming PC, a gaming PC, really, and turn my laptop into the streaming PC and have it set up like that. And get some dual monitors in there and stuff like that. But that's low on the priority. I got all this other stuff I want to do, upgrade the house and get my value, my principles, my value of the property and everything else increased, and get it insured and do what I'm supposed to be doing as a grown adult. So those are the plans for this next 6 months and into next year. So I'm hopefully you are on the journey with me, and I'm glad that you've been here this long. Many of you are a few vets now, and I appreciate you. We're going to be doing raids and stuff like that. We're going to try to bust out and do raids on better times after 8 p.m. on Thursday night on game night isn't just the most ideal thing. So I'm breaking away, and I'm gonna try to do some in the mornings or on weekends. So when people are free and got more time to play, to be more considerate towards other people. Not just the privilege of James. He's my friend. He's my buddy. He's my brother-in-law. But we got to think about everybody in the team as a group. And I've been chewing on that. I had the big team lecture yesterday. Destiny is a team game. It plays better. The in-game content plays better. The game plays better when you got a good fire team. When you got a fire team. So there's a lot to be said about that. So I want to cherish the guys that are the VPs, the mods, and everybody else. And the other guys that want to jump up and play for a little bit during the regular streams and stuff like that. And we're gonna have to set some time aside on the weekend, and we'll make a stream day maybe on a Sunday or something like that. When people got off from work and it's easier for them to play and more people to get together. Unfortunately, we'll invite Mr. James, but he may not be able to participate. So just as everybody knows, he works the weekends, and we got to look out for everybody. Not just one person can rule the world. For a group or community to operate proficiently and efficiently, it takes a team. So we'll be doing something on Sunday. I'll be kicking that around. Any ideas? Drop me DMs. Drop DMs in Discord, and we'll kick that around. We'll call it something. We'll name it something. Gaming Sunday, or I don't know. There's something off the top of my head, but we'll pull it together. We'll do something on Sundays when it's easier for everybody else too. So everybody else has got a right to say and a right to vote in my little group of people. So we want to count you in. So other than that, that is my day. We're going to get a hold of some butternut squash. We're going to talk here again in a minute. We're going to get the rice started up over here, the brown rice. And we're going to get some sheet paper on this sheet pan, and get some parchment paper, and get things going. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. And we'll still have game night on Thursday night. We do stuff for those that are able to make it. We're not canceling game night, not by far. James and I did it years before we broadcasted on Twitch. So I was doing game night long before that. All right, it says here preheat oven 400. Gotcha. Lining baking sheet with parchment paper. Gotcha. Place a butternut squash skin side down and brush with a tablespoon of olive oil. Season with salt and pepper. Roasted until tender for about 45 minutes. In a skillet over medium heat, add the remaining olive oil and sausage. Break up the ground sausage as it cooks to resemble ground meat. Once the sausage is brown, add the garlic, onion, and red pepper. Cook until the onion turns translucent, about 5 minutes. Stir in the kale and continue cooking until the kale is wilted, about 2 minutes. Remove from heat and transfer to a mixing bowl. Stir in the rice and mozzarella. Season with salt and pepper to taste. That's a lot of salt and pepper. All right. We'll get our stuff out. Few peppers. Ooh, they turned out all right. They were looking rough at the store. No red ones. I thought I had a red one. I like red. Yeah, $6 or $7 butternut squash. My stove is crooked and I must fix it. I think the whole house is crooked. Some parsley. Some parsley. Some kale. Chopped kale. Chopped kale. Some sage, some good looking sage today. And $5 guru cheese. All right. Let's get this out of the way. Spill that everywhere, that'd be bad. Brown rice, because it's diabetic friendly. 1 cup. Supposed to be 1 cup. Organic, long brown rice. Organic. Ain't all rice organic, huh? Put that false advertisement on shit. Make you think, oh, it's organic, it's wonderful. I like organic stuff, but I don't think that's the organic I'm thinking. All right. Get this started up. All right. That has a tendency to overcook. I need a new rice cooker. Put it on the list of everything I need to buy. It's getting kind of outrageous. I need to chill. My parents, which are very frugal people, would say, chill out, Eldo. Chill. You're going to buy too much shit. We do not want to go to the emergency room, which is right down the street today. Voila. Hanging over top of this stove is like sitting on top of a furnace or a campfire. Pardon me. Burning me up. It is hot. Where did that go? Will be found later. Oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of it. When I lived down on the farm next to my parents, they had always grew a garden every year. Every year a garden. And I'd go over there and I couldn't stand the heat. The heat with my medicine would cause me to not be able to be in the heat too long. But I'd be over there in the morning and stuff like that and help them when I could. Hoe out the garden, uh, till when I could. Tilling's a hard job. And just do what I could for my fair share of the rewards in the summertime and the fall for working in the garden. And we had fresh tomatoes and green tomatoes and cucumbers, which my mom calls pickles. We had yellow squash, we had zucchini. Sometimes we had watermelons. A couple years, I watered a watermelon that got loose on the side of the porch. So it was growing beside the porch, and watered it with the fresh water condensed on the air conditioner beside the house. Mom always says, "Empty that bucket for me, Eldon." I was all right. 5-gallon bucket of water, and I poured on the watermelon. And that watermelons got like that big, and they were scrumptious. So there's always something growing, life, joy, a lot of heartbreak in the heat. Animals eating the vegetables, and rabbits want to eat the lettuce. But it was a good time. Hard work really pushed my ability as being disabled. I really learned my limitations. Because when you get sick and you have a headache that lasts for 2 days, and you think your head's going to explode from heat stress, that's pretty serious stuff. Get weak and get sunburned real easy and just feel weak. Weak was the big thing. I just filled these up last night. I need more olive oil, something else to buy. I like putting it on the skin. I learned that last time. Soften up that skin. But it was a really good time on the farm. I'm going to miss it. Parents don't take very many visitors anymore, and they do their own thing. I was down there, not this last Friday, but last Friday. I was down there visiting a little bit. House was looking good. Mom and dad looking gorgeous. They were looking really well for their age. Getting exercise, getting out and about. Got a little garden. Always, Mom, you got to give up that garden. It's killing you. Oh, Eldon, I want my fresh food. I want my. She likes squash. Oh, I gotta get my squash, Eldo. She used to smoke, so that's why the voice. Dad smoked too. I don't know if Dad quit smoking altogether. He quit, cut way back. Can't really get on him. He worked all his life. We say, hey, Dad quit smoking, and he'll just say, stubborn as a mule. Fresh pepper. Fresh pepper. All right. So we got to throw this thing in the freaking oven. It's going to weigh a ton. It's going to be a pain to get out. I'll have to wear my mitt. Think ahead, guys. Think ahead. Plan ahead. I better do that now. Plan ahead. Now it says put it in there for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. All right, let's see if we can not do this without tearing something up and spilling something. Oh yeah, it's heavy. All right, 400 degrees, 45 minutes. They cooked or they made. Mom makes eggplant, fresh eggplant. Doesn't make it, grows it, all kinds of stuff. Really exciting. As I get older, when I was younger, I'm like, 18 years ago, 17 years ago, I'm like, it's just a garden. It's just a garden. Sorry about that. I should have had that over the whole time. That was my fault. Now I'm like, these are the precious things of life. Your labor, the fruits of your labor, literally. I like picking apples with Dad. That was always a good time. Mom was out there too. Penny D or Honey was out there. A little Dookie Doo when he was around, he was out there. You gotta love your pets. And that reminds me, I set it on a couple wonderful streamers. Miss Violet Shade, I put it on her. And did I put it somewhere else? I put it on our Discord. And basically, it is going to be hotter than the hinges of hell next week. And I think I said this yesterday. And basically, guys, please, I beg you, with all my little hearts, all my little love, everything I got, I beg you, please. I said this yesterday. Please make sure your animal, your pet, has fresh water in this heat. Please make sure they have a nice, cool place to rest. Now, I know that's difficult. Some people over in Europe get kind of irritated with me when I posted on Violet Shade's British. Well, she's Greek, but she's living in Britain. And basically, they got not very many people got air conditioners. It's kind of a luxury, which it's hard being an air conditioning guy, heating and air guy. It's kind of hard to fathom people without air conditioning. So, what I recommend if you do not, or if you want to spend a little extra, 25 or 30 bucks. I know they've gone up since I bought one. I think 20 bucks is what I paid. Get you a box fan and get it set up and put it on low or medium. Those high turbojet monster mega airflow. Oh, my cat would be cool. His hair will fall or fly off his body. No, 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 please. I beg you. You need something very calm. Animals don't get along so much with anything mechanical. So what you're going to need to do is get them acclimated, used to sitting in front of the fan, laying in front of the fan, and stuff like that. So sit down with them, talk to them like you do. I know you talk to your pet like I used to talk to mine. And get it set up so they feel safe. Pet them and give them treats and do all those wonderful things you do with your little friend and make him feel safe. Get them to lay down, and they once you get up, they may get up and follow you around since you had the treats. You know that. But make it a safe place. Make them feel safe in front of that box fan. And so when that hot day comes, or when they get hot, their little furs are hot. They can lay in front of that fan or sit in front of that fan and be a little bit cooler than what they would. It's not that expensive. 25, 30 bucks. You might get scammed and have to pay 50 because it's going to be 1,000,000 degrees outside, people. 1,000,000 degrees. It's going to be atrocious. Sweet Italian sausage. The rice cooker scares me. All right. Talk about back hurting. Neck hurt. But I will always have good memories of the farm. It was such a good time. And we always had the farm when I was growing up, but I was never interested in it. I love seeds. At least my nose ain't running off my face. Last weekend was rough for streaming. We always had some type of adventure. My grandma, my mom's mom, had cherry trees. We'd go over there and pick cherries when she was alive. My favorite is the apples. Apples, apples. We had a crab apple tree when I was a kid, and me and my cousins come over, friends, would climb that little old, it was a big tree, climb that tree and pick crab apples and eat bitter, sour, monstrous crab apples and dare each other to eat them. You can't eat that. It was a boy thing, guys. You get having uh, two brothers and some friends and cousins, all boys. We didn't have that many visitors down on, and when I lived in Asheville, those are just summers out running around. The Grambos are always the coolest. The Grambos down there in Asheville. That's where that creek was, where my dad worked on that bulldozer and got out of the creek to buy us Christmas presents one year. We'd go over there, go camping. I remember one time we went camping and the creek we was flooded. The creek flooded, and all our tents and all our stuff was underwater. We'd swim through that creek, try to go fishing in that creek, catch crawdads, have fight each other's crawdads, whoever got the biggest crawdad. Those are kind of big chunks, but they'll soften up. Get a hell of a mess going. I like the sage. Maybe a little early for it, but I like to cook. I want to cook in there. Garlic. Gotta have the garlic. Now, how is my garlic is still the old garlic, guys. Organic garlic. Garlic. That's spitting hot water on me. And you can get this recipe in Discord. Ow, that is hot. That is hot. Hot. That is very hot. Quit looping on me. All right. A little mess clean up here. So what else we got? It looks like we got some stems in our tail. Look at that. A lot of stems in there. I don't think I needed the cilantro. It must have been for the other recipe I read. I turned down the heat, by the way, much lower than what it was. Do little dishes. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Remember that. And it makes after show cleanup a lot easier. Smells good. Mom and I always love green fried tomatoes. Green fried tomatoes. A little bit of salt, a lot of salt. She always did the breading. I thought it was just flour, but I think she added a little something else to it. She'd cook them up. They were awesome. Fried them on the stove. Some nights we'd have deep fried when I was living over there. Deep fried vegetables. She'd get some Yoder's or whatever it was, batter, and Amish batter, and mix it all up and dip the squash in it and the mushrooms, and she dip all kinds of stuff in it. And then we'd have something like pork tenderloin. She'd pound out pork tenderloins, bread them all up, and throw them in there. That sounds wonderful. Sounds absolutely wonderful. She was a great cook. She is a great cook. That was kind of a summertime treat over there at the farm. I lived over there for 2 years. They helped take care of me. Very eternally grateful. Trying to get me back on my feet. And then I lived next door for what? I don't know, 12 years. 12 years I lived next door. Getting invited over for dinner was a special occasion. Then I'd invite them over to dinner. We'd barbecue something on the grill, or we'd have some. A couple times I had some pot pie or some pies out of the box. Of course, I couldn't make a pie to save my soul. And cherry pie, and Dad is like, "Oh, that is really good pie, really." And Mom ended up making Dad cherry pies after that. I got these bowls off of her. She was wheeling and dealing and selling stuff for her business, and she got into buying. She found a wholesaler that sold pottery, and she wheeled and dealed. And I got two sets of these pots, these nice pottery. Waste not, want not. I'm not very good with my left hand. Now we got to wait on the rice. It's almost done. And Mom and Dad didn't say my cooking was horrible. I always tried my very best when I cooked for them, something simple. Always put love into it. Always put your love into what you're cooking for your family, your friends. Put love into it. Care. Worry about the details. Like those stems, I could have left them stems in there, but that wouldn't have been good. People would have been trying to gnaw on that, munch on that. It would have been horrible. Take a little time and care. Dig through, pull the stems out. Nobody wants to eat a big old honking piece of twig. Ah, rice is done. Unplug that before it scorches it to hell. Throw that in there hot. All right. Had 9 minutes on that. See, it scorched the bottom of my rice. It makes me mad. Makes me mad. It irritates me. I like the taste of it. It's kind of crunchy and all that kind of stuff, so it doesn't go to waste. Just not the way it should be. That looks good. We're gonna use that as a scooper. Save dishes. That is hot, so hot. All right, move this to the table. My brother, not my youngest, my younger brother's birthday's this week. My brother Seth. The one that was a man.
So, my guess to you, never regret it. No beginning is only big enough for one dashing hero.
Give him a call.
Merritt's just followed.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. How much time? 6 minutes? That's too hot. Where's everything hot? Been around a stove, my dad would say. It's been around a stove, Elder. That's why it's hot. So see about giving him a call. I have to track him down. He got divorced from his third wife. Got 4 kids, 3 or 4 kids. I don't know. They're all grown now. They're all grown. Found out what he was doing. From what I understand, he got into construction. I don't know what he's doing in construction. It's a hard ass freaking business. People can be mighty unfriendly. Especially if you start messing with their draws. The final draw, people get cut throat. Now we got room for the sheet pan of goodness of the squash, the butternut squash. 3 minutes to go, pilgrims. It is hot over here, too. I got the air conditioner cranked down to 70. Brand new heat pump put in a couple years ago. Uh, like a 15 SEER or 16 or whatever. Helps on the electric. Let's see what else. Duke liked my cooking. Him and I got, my lithium and my risperidone, my medications for my mental health, caused me to gain quite a bit of weight. I've lost, I don't know, 30 pounds, 37 pounds so far this last 4 or 5 months. And turned back around from there. We put on some weight with my cooking. We like back in the day we could afford ribeyes. Now Duke's been gone 6 or 7 years. So before COVID, before the prices of every freaking thing under the planet went through the roof, especially groceries, Duke and I would treat ourselves on birthdays. He had, I don't know, 2 or 3 birthdays a year. I had a couple birthdays a year. We treat ourselves with some ribeyes. And I cooked him on a campfire one time. You should have seen him. He sat right beside the campfire. The smell was wafting into the air, and I was cooking it on the campfire. And he was just like, "Yeah, baby, let's have this ribeye." So we split a ribeye, my little dog. So he loved camping too. Oh, we camp on, when I lived on my little section, my 5 acres of the farm, I'd go out there and we'd go camping. I lived in this place. I moved it to Jackson a couple of years ago. And we'd go out back and set up camp. He did, and we do it in August, some ferocious heat. And I'd get it set up. He'd see that tent from across the way and run all the way from the back porch to the campsite where the campfire was. We had a little semi truck tractor tire core and set up. No rubber, just the metal. Worked great. And he'd jump into the tent. I'd have it all plushed out. He'd lay in there and kind of chill, wait for dinner time, wait for lunchtime. Ah, ah. Ooh, it smells like squash in here. Sizzling. Now it said turn this down to what, 350? That is hot. All right. So let me see the destructions. Page 2. Reduce oven to 350. All right. All right. That's taken care of. That's still pretty tough. Well, that was rough. Page 2, while we need cheese. We're going to do 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Still a little tough. Put this in the fridge. Another one for the books. Wires everywhere, sir. I'm going to go over here and take care of a few things in a minute. I'll be right back. All right. Dan, good morning. Well, it is good to see you, brother. I'm glad to have you here. It'll be on the VOD. It is some interesting farm stories and a few stories, so if you want to check it out later, I'm glad you're here. Just doing a little bit of cleanup myself now, so it ain't so bad when I get done. I hope your day is going beautifully. It's been a pretty good morning here. Stream works. I didn't even get crashed out 10 times trying to start stream up. So that's an improvement. I'm very happy about that. And we talked about stories about, what are we doing in the future, where I've been this year, what's going on. That was at the beginning. Took about a half hour, I think. Talked about where we are going for the future of this channel. That is icky. That is icky. So it's all good. Doing good. Easy, Eldo, easy. Change out that water too. My favorite dish soap, Apple Blossom Dawn Antibacterial. I hate my news sometimes. All right. Fun times. My little sister, she's little. She can cook pretty good. She likes trying new recipes, kind of like me, getting them off the internet and trying them out. It's pretty good. Liza, everybody knows Liza, the one that hoops and hollers in the background of game night with family and friends. Used to be after 9, now it's after 8. Last 18 minutes, I'm worn out. I've been up since, you don't want to know, but I'm going to tell you. I've been up since like 10 o'clock. I took a nap. I fell asleep for a couple hours and woke back up. Horrible. I got to talk to the doctor. I'm getting my blood work done tomorrow. I got to ask him a favor. What do you think, Doc? Uh, I don't know what else to talk about. Food, always about food. I don't know. It's such a big part of all our lives. We take it for granted until you get in there and start cooking. And then you cook for yourself is one thing you want to, first, you want to feed yourself, is how it was for me. Then I wanted some tasties. I wanted to taste good. I wasn't going out to eat for restaurants and fast food and all that. So I wanted something tasty. So I got more adventuresome and started cooking a little bit different stuff and started eating stuff a little tastier. And then my awakening, and I mentioned this, when my parents came over, I'd come over for dinner, Mom and Dad, and I have them for dinner here in this house and sit down at the tables and cook them up something. I don't remember what I cooked. I cooked them something, and they didn't complain. They ate all their meals, so it tasted all right. And we sat and visited after that, and took a long break from a hot summer day, usually in the summertime, and everybody relaxed. And I had air conditioning. Mom and Dad didn't have air conditioning, so they kind of relaxed in the AC. And just enjoyed each other's company. And that's, to me, that's when I fell in love with cooking. That right there. Cooking for other people you care and you love them. You care and you love for People like that. And then the real pleasure of getting them, watching them, they may not say, oh, this is the most scrumptious, most delicious, out of the box cherry pie there ever was, Eldo. But they were saying thank you, and they ate their meal, and they were full when they got done. And they relaxed, and the conversation was good. And that is a good meal to me. That is a good meal. That's what the treasure is. Now, if you do it for a loved one, it kind of gets old and kind of tiring a little bit. But every meal should be a celebration of life. Should be a celebration of life. It's very important. But that's really when I fell in love with cooking. And I'd been on and off Bachelor quite a bit throughout my life, and I've had women live with me when I was younger, and always took it for granted. They'd cook and stuff like that, and I did like, oh, nice meal, thank you. It's how I was raised. But to really sit down and cook a meal for a group of people and see them enjoy it, be happy, celebrate, oh, it is phenomenal. And so now I'm cooking for you. I get to taste the tasties, and I get to tell you how good or bad it is, and that kind of thing. But practice, practice. I think I've offered my sister a couple of years ago. Yeah, when I first moved in here, come up and I'd make dinner for him. You get 12 minutes to go. I got to do a few chores around here too. I got to sweep and mop. It's not so bad. Clean the bathroom. Always get to clean the bathroom once a week. Wipe everything down, scrub everything up, kind of disinfect everything. So we got the 4th of July festivities on Saturday. And then we got Bachelor cooking Saturday or Thursday morning. And if things go right, I may cut stream short Thursday morning or start early Thursday morning if things are going my way. And get some stuff, get my hair cut, and get a whole bunch of stuff done Thursday so I can get all clean and proper for the big show if things go right. So get that situated. So I have to see how Thursday goes. So Thursday I may start. Hell, I'm up early. If I'm up early and that kind of thing, I could start show at 6 o'clock or something like that. Get out of here by 9, 8:30, and turn back around from there. Get things done. Get things situated. So may do that. Then Friday would be a casual day, casual Friday. We're gonna get some marathon in there. Marathon is fallen and needs support. So we got to play a little marathon, see what they're doing, see if I can play with my rook again. I like playing with my rook. They took it away for a while there. I haven't touched it in weeks. I haven't touched Marathon in a month. Since this new DLC came out for Destiny, I haven't touched it. So not really fired up and over eager to get into it and start playing it again. It just the trauma. It is really trauma. Just the bone crushing defeats you get into that, and the little wins. You know, I only get little wins, and I get bone crushing defeats. It's a pretty rough game. I heard they're going to make a P versus E for it, so that they're going to open that all up and really, really put some time into player versus environment and do stuff like that. The Twid's going to be delayed. I read that on the X or Twitter. I guess it's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be delayed. And the latest patches are going to be updates. So if there's something bug you like right now, burn it up because it ain't going to get patched for at least another week, if not longer. Bungie is mourning their losses. Half their staff, half of it. So that's still sad. This is a sad week for Bungie. So feel bad. I feel bad for all them. I put some hearts out there. Hopefully you put some hearts out there for some of them devs. I talked to one, Anthony. I didn't talk to him here recently, but I talked to him a while ago. We're talking about what a bow, heavy weapon bow, Leviathan, I think, and turned back around from there. He got a we were. So I said the best. He said I got the most kills on it. I said Sammy Cat's got the most kills on that. I said she plays with that, and that's when I was watching Sammy Cat. She plays the hell out of it. Da 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 da. And he did something, got her pinged her, and Sammy Cat showed up for the conversation. She was not very happy. So we had our little talk and kind of ended there because of the sourness. But Anthony was really cool guy. I liked him a lot. I wish him the best. See what else. What else? This is a big week for news from Bungie. That was a colossal hit. This is the dark ages for Bungie, as somebody said. The dark ages. I forget who said that, but this is very true. And I don't think it'd ever be the same either. I think they're going to end up using a bunch of AI and then subcontract it out to different divisions and then Frankenstein it back together in the middle and do something like that on the PlayStation side. Sad. I am sad. I am really sad about that. And this DLC is awesome. It is what it should have been 6 months ago, 7 months ago. So I don't know, guys. It's the way of the world. Got to make money for them stockholders. Got to make money for the shareholders. Isn't that what Leopard says? I think Leopard says that a lot. So that was sad. What can we talk about that's happy? I'm glad I finally got enough energy, my strength back. I found out what was wrong with me. Yes, I found out. And you guys always knew, didn't you? Huh? Didn't you? I found out, and I'm getting better, treating me, getting my doctors to treat me, taking the meds that I'm supposed to, getting the exercise, eating the food, and doing better. I am doing better. I was just reading those suicide stats I updated this morning. That is sad. 50,000 Americans yearly commit suicide. It's too many. I've been on the dark side and I've almost ended my life. And guys, if you got a friend out there, you got somebody that's struggling, that's going through problems, you got a child, you got a spouse, you got a parent, you got a friend, get help. Take them to the emergency room, call an ambulance. Say, look, they're talking suicide, they're talking dangerous, they're talking about ending their life. Call an ambulance. You know, if you're married to them, you can get them institutionalized. If you're a parent, you can get them institutionalized. They may hate you. They may hate you for a while until they get doing better. But you know, it's pretty serious stuff. So do what you got to do. Save their life. You may be hated for a little while. You may be hated for a while. So I know when my brother got me put in the hospital, where he got things arranged and made phone calls and on me, I was not happy with my brother for 6 months to a year. So I was not happy at all. But I got over it. I told him I loved him, and I told him I care about him. I appreciate what he did. Wish things could have been different, but you know, it's always could have been different situations. It's always a hard situation, stuff like that to deal with. 1 minute, guys. Actually, you can probably pull it out of there now. How we looking? We soften up. Did we soften up, guys? Get my shift knife. Cut off the bottom here where the stem was. Oh yeah, it's softened up. Oh yeah. I can't have a whole lot to start. Yep, I dropped a little bit on the floor. Dope, dope. Gonna put those back on that. They'll melt. Get my phone. Thing is hot, guys. It's been around an oven. That's a good one. Who sent me an email? All right. As we do every week, we say a little prayer. Cover your ears so your ears don't burn, some of you. Dear Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for the food and the peace and the happiness and the joy I have again in my life. I hope everybody gets to share in that peace and that joy that is very beautiful. Amen. All right. I need some agua. A little salt. Very good. Should have dug a hole deeper. Well, guys, another beautiful, successful day. Another Bachelor cooking for the books and for YouTube. And if you don't have YouTube, look me up, Eldon Klein, on YouTube. If you want to check out some of the old game night with family and friends, or if you want to check out some of the old Bachelor cookings, they're out there ready to be seen by you. Have fun. So leave a comment. I'll try to get back to reply as soon as I can. And thank you for being out there. So other than that, it is my day off officially in seconds. I'm going to relax. I'm going to enjoy it. I got some running around to do, some odds and ends. But I will see you Thursday morning. Remember, if things work out for me, I get a few things lined up, situated for myself. I will be on at like 6 or 6:30. It'll be early, and I'll stream for a couple hours, maybe some marathons since it's the middle of the morning, early morning. Nobody's up and nobody's caring, or do something. But it's going to be fun. Then that evening, game night with family and friends with my co-host, Mr. James, starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday night. And it'll be a blast. It'll be a good time. I'll figure out some dungeon we can go through. If one of the mods are busy with holidays, they're off on holidays, they're traveling with their families, seeing family or something like that. They don't want to play that day. We'll try to do Warlords Ruined. That's a pretty easy one to go through on our own. We should be able to figure that out and have some fun with that. And just play around, laugh, and carry on, just the two of us. If one of the mods can make it, awesome. We'll step it up a little bit and figure out something else fun to do in Destiny. So, guys, as usual, and I mean this, thank you for coming over and having a meal with me. That means a lot. I really, truly does mean a lot to me. I do put some time and effort into this and money. So thank you for being here. And thank you for being here on the days that I didn't expect you to be and for you to help hold me up when I've been sick, when I haven't felt good, when I just been here kind of going through the motions. You guys are here. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I love you. I really do. I love you. I wish the very best for you. Happy 4th of July. For those that are taking off, we have our Bachelor Cooking Saturday. We're going to have a little wing fest on the grill and cook a couple different kind of Kinder's barbecue sauce and have a good time. If those that are traveling or on vacation, Godspeed. Be careful out there. People are distracted. People are upset. Economy sucks. So they're not going to be paying attention so much to the road and stuff like that. So be careful. I hope to see you when I see you next time. I love you. Bye.